The first drive of Sierra Denali and the AT4 highlighted both the strengths and the deficiencies of GMC's newest offering in the half-ton truck category. Do the pros outweigh the cons? Let's see what you think. Exterior styling is very much a personal preference. Does the look of the truck appeal to you, to your own personal taste? GMC has designated the Denali as the top-end luxury trim for the Sierra. So has it achieved that level of sophistication? As families move away from the luxury car to a truck, do they get the look and the features that they expect? The new Sierra exterior is a composition of angular shapes that are repeated throughout the truck. It starts with the C-shaped LED lights, which are standard across the Sierra trim lines, and is also present in the fog lights. The angles continue to shape the large front grille and are mirrored in the bumper, which includes the tow hooks. The Denali gets a ton of chrome in the front, which makes the bold lines really stand out. The same design lines follow around the side of the truck and are apparent in the wheel wells, which are a shape exclusive to the Sierra. Chrome on the Denali may be a love it or leave it touch, but it certainly emphasizes the increased size. The new Sierra is both taller and wider than its predecessors, and most of the competitors. The angled theme continues in the lower corners of both windows and in the rear wheel well. The side step is a smooth functioning piece of hardware, which is an innovative feature that with a boot tap to the end will move it back to give a step into the rear bed, and another tap will move it forward again out of the way. The back end is the business end of the Sierra, and it dominates every other truck in its class. The multifunction tailgate houses both a hitch camera for trailering and a rear view camera for backing up, and overshadows the bumper, which houses flat dual exhaust pipes and an oversized corner bump step. The main portion of the tailgate can be lowered by the remote or with one touch of a button. Recognizing that owners are often carrying gear with them into the truck, there's also a handle that can be deployed to help you get in. The tailgate lowers with hydraulic assist, but it's not powered. The good news is it won't slam down if you lose your grip. The truck bed has the largest capacity in its class, and the interior sides are molded to allow some terrific ways to load your gear. The one thing I felt was missing was an adjustable rail tie-down system, which is apparent in some competitors' trucks. Our test vehicles had the steel beds with the spray-in bed liner, but the virtually indestructible carbon fiber bed liner was on display as well, and it'll be available soon, roughly in the spring of 2019. The back window of the cab in the Ultimate package is powered, and just above that is another camera which is connected to the rear view mirror, and it gives you a rear view of the road if people or gear obstruct the mirror inside the cab. I personally like the exterior design, although I prefer the AT4 without all the chrome. Please let us know if you feel the same in the comments below. Rather than list every feature that you'll find in a luxury trim truck, let's look at what you do get that's unique and then what's missing. The Denali interior is filled with quality leather seats and armrests, all fitted with quality stitching, and the Denali logo is stitched into the leather headrests. Aluminum accents on the steering wheel and center console complement the upper dash, which is padded for a real luxury feel, but the lower portions in contrast are just hard plastic. Controls are intuitively laid out, especially if you're an existing GMC owner. The start-stop button is easy to find, as is the trailer brake controller. And speaking of auto stop start, GMC lets you turn it off completely if it's something you hate. It did take me a moment to find the segment exclusive heads-up display, the HUD switch, which lets you flip through a number of options, including turning it off completely. It took 10 or 15 minutes to get used to, but ultimately I really appreciated it. Using the navigation HUD provided speed limit and my speed info while traveling the new-to-me Newfoundland roads and highways. The interior is spacious. GMC stretched the wheelbase by 4 inches and put most of that into the rear passenger area, so the guys or the family in the back get more legroom. The truck is wider, so if you have a truckload of people, they'll be more comfortable than in any other previous Sierra. The rear view mirror camera is great and turns on with a flip of a switch that used to be a high beam switch on older vehicles. The camera can be adjusted up or down for your preferred view and zoomed in or out. If you have a rear seat full of gear or people, it gives you a view that you wouldn't get at all, and it actually provides a wider view than the true mirror. Using the camera versus the true mirror is different, and it does take your eyes a moment to refocus on the camera view, With a mirror, your eyes focus on objects in the mirror at their true distance from the vehicle. But with a camera, your eyes have to refocus on the distance between you and the screen. GMC spent a lot of time on enhancing the trailering capability of the truck. There are a full suite of electronic options, including cameras, trailer presets, and checklists. With the right options in your truck, you get a full 360-degree view on the 8-inch touchscreen, as well as optional trailer-mounted camera views. So what's missing in the interior? There's no option for a panoramic sunroof, which might not sound like much until you get in a truck that has it. It makes the cabin interior feel huge. And for some reason, although the Sierra has a full suite of electronic safety features, it doesn't have adaptive cruise control. And that's where you set the truck to follow the vehicle in front of you at a specified distance, and it will also engage emergency braking if it's needed. The Sierra will be available with 4 different engine options, including a new 2.7-liter 4-cylinder gas turbo delivering 310 horsepower and 348 pound-feet of torque. A new 3-liter inline-6 diesel is coming, and of course you can still get the 5.3-liter and the 6.2-liter V8s. But only the 5.3-liter and the 6.2-liter were available for us to test, and mostly the 6.2-liter. The engine is an enthusiast's dream, with 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. It has 4 modes: Tour, Sport, Tow Haul, and Off-Road. We didn't find much difference between Tour and Sport modes. No setting creates enough acceleration to push you back in your seat and snap your head back. It is, after all, a pickup truck. The engine is mated to the all-new 10-speed Ford GM collaboration transmission, which we've also driven in the Chevy Tahoe. This is a solid performing engine-transmission combination. The ride is smooth and the power is there. Pulling a 7,000-pound boat was effortless, and the ride was controlled, partially due to GM's adaptive ride control with active dampers, which adjusts the suspension to smooth out the ride. The ride is quiet, if that's what you're looking for. We preferred the throaty roar of the performance exhaust option, which not only makes it sound like a V8 should, but supposedly provides an extra 13 horsepower. We took a little test drive in the 2019 Sierra AT4, the off-road model. And we've had a hell of a time so far. It's been a blast. One of the key things with this truck is it actually has the performance exhaust system on it, which really makes a huge difference in the quality of the sound of the truck, and actually boosts it by 13 horsepower. So there is a bit of a good reason to get the muffler.
Want to hear the sound, Perry?
Yes.
Let's go for it. Up to 5,700. 5,800. That's a nice sound. That's a nice deep grunt.
That is a nice deep grunt. The most innovative feature, though, is dynamic fuel management, which allows the engine to run on 1 to 8 cylinders, depending on your power requirements. The other trim level that we tested was the AT4. Now, standard for this truck are the 5.3-liter V8, an extra 2 inches of lift, a locking rear differential, a 2-speed transfer case with 4 low and 4 high, the Traction Select system for different weather and road conditions, and it comes standard with 18-inch wheels and an AT tire. Some available options include the 6.2-liter V8, 20-inch wheels, and mud-terrain tires. Other options like the 3-liter inline-6 diesel and the Carbon Pro box will be available once those features are in production. Unfortunately, GMC didn't have the obstacle-filled off-road course that we're used to in order to fully test the capabilities of the truck. But we certainly took the opportunity to abuse the truck, testing its off-road handling and suspension. Now, by stretching the wheelbase 4 inches, the Sierra not only has more interior room, but also an improved approach angle. You can feel traction control kick in, sliding through dirt-filled corners and under hard acceleration in slippery and uneven terrain. It settles down fairly well after hitting bumpy ground. It does not go off-road as well as a Colorado ZR2 or a Ford Raptor, but then it's not supposed to. What it will do is get you through your job site, to your favorite fishing or hunting spot, and get your boat in and out of the water at a poor boat launch. It's a premium grade truck with the chops to get you farther than most luxury vehicles. Overall, the 2019 Sierra is the best Sierra yet. But there is tough competition out there now. Pardon the pun, but the strength of the Sierra seems to be in the truck bed. Do you think the Sierra is a good looking truck, inside and out? Do you think GM has achieved a greater difference between GMC and Chevy? And finally, is what you see in the Sierra enough to make you switch brands? Let us know in the comments below. That's it for the first drive in the new Sierra. And remember, money won't buy you happiness, but it will buy you a four-wheel drive. And we think that'll get you there. Until next time, stay safe on the streets and trails.
The words that I told her were only in jest, and it's no, they never rise up your kilt. No, they